thanks for joining me on my market report. My name is Mike, and if you're new to my channel, my videos, well, we create these videos on a daily basis, and they are on mortgage rates. What impacts mortgage rates on a daily basis? Sometimes sources can come from headline news or economic calendar or geopolitical. Sometimes the sentiment in the market changes, so good news is now bad news, and if you're somebody who's on the sidelines, you may not understand what's happening in the markets. Well, we're here to try to explain that for you guys. So if you guys are following mortgage rates, well, hopefully this will give you some information that will help you make an informed decision. A little bit about myself is I am a loan officer. I do work with the National Lender. We do loans in all 50 states. So if you guys are looking to refinance or purchase, we'd love to hear from you guys. Otherwise, we're also here as a resource. We're here answering questions you might have, whether it's something about mortgage rates or something about programs available or process or anything along that line. Please feel free to reach out. Here to help you guys as well. So without further ado, we'll start off our day going over the economic calendar. There's very little information here, actually just two items here. One was kind of a little bigger one, which is the ISM manufacturing PMI for the month of January. So its previous report for the month of December was slightly revised from 58.7 to 58.8. Forecasters count for downward to 57.5. However, it did go down, but not pretty close to inline expectation of 57.6. Now, on this index, anything above 50 is considered expansion, so we're still in a decent territory here. Now, the one thing we'll kind of touch on here that will later on is uh, we had a pretty big jump in the prices paid from 68.2 to 76.1. So we'll touch on this a little bit later, but this is something that we'll definitely need to address here. But lastly, I'll look at the construction spending for the month of December. So its November number was revised slightly higher from 0.4% to 0.6%. Forecasters count for another 0.6%. However, it dipped a lot more down to 0.2%. Now, touch a little bit on the headline news. Well, we had some comments by Harker who did pretty much affect the markets dramatically, especially here in the bond market. We'll touch on that here in a second, but his comments basically stated that he can see potentially a half a point increment in the rates, and the Fed is still considering or looking into possible sell-off of their balance sheets. Now, if that happens, that would happen after June's meeting, and so we have a little time there. But again, that would be something that the Fed's looking into, but yet have not made any decisions. But of course, market was a little spooked by not only that for the bonds because that would not be too good for us if they do sell off, but also the half a point increment might be a little excessive. So again, we're going to have to wait and see, but that was something that kind of abruptly affected the markets. So to touch base, we did start off higher than where we left off yesterday, which is obviously the good news. However, when Harker made those comments, we dropped way down. We were like down, at least when I came on here, about minus 17 basis points. Right now, we're down about 9 basis points. So lenders came out with worse pricing this morning. Now, if we can keep this trend, that if this keeps coming back a little bit, recede a little bit, maybe we might get a little bit better pricing and maybe equal to the unchanged levels yesterday. But we'll have to kind of wait and see if that happens. We haven't really gotten any more improvement than like basically zero point 0.9 or yeah 0.9 or 0.9 basis points or even 5. I think I saw 5 basis points for a second down, but those are the best I've seen so far today. Uh, Here's how that looked this morning. So as soon as pretty much announced and Harker spoke, it came down. We've kind of subsided a little bit since he's spoke during the day here, but and then later today we do got some earnings reports that will be coming out that are pretty important, such as like Google or Alphabet will be coming out with theirs. Exxon came in pretty good profits, but again, a lot of Q4 wasn't coming in as well as expected, so that has had more of a negative effect for the most part for the stock markets. But to touch on the other thing that affected us was, of course, when I talked about the manufacturing prices. This is a kind of inflation data right here, and that concerns inflation. So if inflation does get out of control, that may come to true. May come true. Harker's comments about the 0.5% increase, increments. So that is a concern that inflation may be getting a little bit more out of control, especially when you see prices paid here spike that high, 8 points, basically, 8.5 points. Yeah, about eight points here. From that. So that is obviously a concern. We'll have to kind of keep our eyes on it. But again, inflation is a big thing right now, and as everybody's been kind of feeling the pinch. Now, look at the treasuries. We did start off even lower, which was looking pretty good, even breaking below that level here. But however, with the Harker speaking, it spiked down yields way up there. Right now, we're back underneath this technical level here again, but which is just under 1.8 right now. We'll see if that holds or can subside a bit more. But until then, we'll have to kind of watch and see what that will translate to. So lastly, we'll take a look at the rates, average rates for conforming loan limits. We'll start with 30-year fixed, which is at 3.68%, and the 15-year comes in at 2.96%. Those are the national averages. If you guys have heard some of my videos in the past, we've kind of talked a little bit about what variables that go into pricing or rates. There's a lot of variables, so that's kind of translating that not one size fits all. What you get a quote from one lender and then somebody else, like a friend, colleague, or anyone else, they may get a different quote based on all the different variables we discussed. If you guys need a quote, or if we're looking at refinance or purchasing and need a quote, please feel free to reach out. We're here to help you guys out. We can help you guys out with that. If we're pretty much wrapped up with the videos right now. If you guys like these videos, we greatly appreciate if you can help us out and smash that like button and share. We greatly appreciate your assistance. We also greatly appreciate you folks. We thank you very much for watching. We'll look forward to see you guys in tomorrow's video. You guys have a great rest of your day. Bye-bye.